Хотел спросить, вопрос, в общем, такой. Когда ты начинал подготовку к соревнованиям, только твои первые шаги в бодибилдинге, как ты вообще начинал готовиться сам, то есть тренер, либо тебя вели медики, то есть полностью такое, как бы подготовка была, то есть контролировали и врачи, и тренер твой контролировал тебя. И второй вопрос. Как ты думаешь, на твой взгляд, почему в России нету такого уровня в бодибилдинге, как вот, ну нет таких людей, как ты, даже близко к тому, что как вот твоя была форма на пике, да? Почему вот на твой взгляд нет в России таких людей? Спасибо.
Well, my first show when I got into the sport of bodybuilding, the guy who talked me to doing the sport name is Brian Dobson. I never even dreamed of doing bodybuilding. But Brian saw me come in the gym and he's like, man, you need to compete. I'm like, no, dude, I don't want to compete because, you know, I work in the police department and, you know, I like this job and I don't really care to do anything else. Well, about 3 or 4 days go by and every day I would come in, he'd ask me that same question, like, you know, you can tell me the same thing, tell me I need to compete, and I can do real good in the sport and all this kind of stuff. And I'd be like, no, Brian, I don't want to compete, you know, I work in the police department, you know, and I don't want to do bodybuilding because I heard those guys take drugs and they have to diet, and, you know, I don't like doing all that kind of stuff, you know, I like eating fried chicken and hamburgers and pizza and stuff like that, you know, I heard those bodybuilder guys, they have to bake it, everything that they eat or whatever. They can't eat nothing fried. And he said, tell you what, I give you a free membership to the gym if you are competing this show coming up in like, you know, 3-4 months away, something like that. You know, at the time I was doing pretty poorly and I didn't really have enough money to pay for a membership because I was still struggling, you know. Even though I was working at full-time for the police department, I wasn't making a lot of money when I just got started, so they started jobs real low. And I thought about it, I'm like, man, free membership. I'm like, okay, you want me to compete? You know, I'll compete for a free membership. So Brian took me on his wing and he taught me how to diet, you know, as a bodybuilder. Like I said, I'd never done it before, and I didn't know anything about the sport. And then he taught me how to train as a bodybuilder, and because like I said, you know, I didn't know anything about training. I didn't know anything about being a bodybuilder. He taught me everything. He taught me how to train. He taught me how to diet. He taught me how to pose. He taught me how to pose the music. He taught me everything that you need to know to be a bodybuilder. So I had somebody teaching me and showing me every single thing that I need to know in order to compete, you know, in my first show. And that guy was Brian Dobson, and he had already competed in many shows. He already knew all about the sport of bodybuilding, about the diet, about the training and everything. And he just passed everything along to me, and I pretty much learned from him.
Я тогда пока переведу. Сейчас будет ответ на первую часть вопроса. Человек, который, собственно, привел Ронни Коулмена в бодибилдинг, это Брайан Добсон, владелец зала Metroflex в Техасе. И когда он впервые увидел Ронни, он ему сказал: тебе нужно выступать. На что Ронни сказал: нет, не хочу, я полицейский, мне этого хватает. Тем более я не хочу садиться на диету, я тогда любил есть гамбургеры, пиццу и слышал, что там помимо диеты есть еще определенные препараты, которые нужно принимать. И в течение дальнейшего времени Брайан каждый день Ронни говорил: тебе нужно выступить. Ронни постоянно отказывался, но в итоге Брайан ему сделал такое предложение, что я тебе дам возможность бесплатно тренироваться у меня, если ты выступишь на ближайшем турнире. На тот момент Ронни зарабатывал не так много денег, он только начинал свою работу в полиции. Ну и, собственно, Ронни подумал: вау, неужели все-таки бесплатные занятия, у меня не особо много денег, почему не попробовать? И в итоге именно Брайану Добсону Ронни благодарен за то, что он привел его в этот спорт. Он его научил тонкостям диеты, он его научил тренировкам и также позированию.
Why there are no Russian athletes like you are, like quality athletes?
Well, it's kind of hard for me to say, but I do actually think there are some quality Russian athletes. Back when I was competing, there was a guy by the name of Roland Sherlock, and then there was this guy, Alexander Fedorov, who I competed against. But I don't think there were a whole lot of guys, if that's what you're referring to. I think it has a lot to do with how the sport is introduced to you. Over one from just about every gym you go in, you know, they're talking about bodybuilding. They have bodybuilders in all the gyms over there, and everybody is encouraged to compete over there. And there are a lot of knowledgeable people over there. I don't know if they have that here or not, but I think because of that in the USA, that they have so many competitors, because everybody that basically walks in the gym, they're encouraged to get up on stage and compete. You know, so sooner or later, you know, you're gonna find some freaks in there somewhere or another. And I think that's why there are so many guys out of the USA, because they're always encouraging people to compete. They're always talking about it. They're always willing to train people to compete, be on stage and stuff. So I think it has a lot to do with the culture of encouragement, and it's very prevalent in the United States.
Ронни сказал то, что все-таки есть у нас достойные атлеты. Конечно же, он вспомнил Александра Федорова, с которым он выступал на одной сцене. Также вспомнил Роланда Чарлока, но это не совсем, конечно, российский атлет, а словак или чех. И в первую очередь, конечно, важна подача спорта. Если приводить в пример Штаты, то если тренер видит перспективного атлета, то он ему сразу же дает совет, почему бы тебе не выступить. И вот во многом из-за этого так много людей, которые выступают в Штатах. И, ну, возможно, если бы у нас была бы такая подача, то у нас тоже бы больше людей пробовало себя. Следующий вопрос.
Привет, Ронни. Мой главный вопрос. Ты 8 раз становился чемпионом, мистер Олимпия. Как так получалось и что тебя мотивировало на это? Ради чего каждый раз быть победителем?
Okay, obviously you won 8 times. What was your main motivation and what kept you going?
Well, I gotta say my main motivation was the love for the sport. You know, I look forward to getting up and competing. I mean, we're working out basically each and every single day, and just competing had a lot to do with that. So when I was about 12, 13 years old, you know, I started working out, and I just kind of like fell in love with it. And so I just continued to work out my whole entire life. So once I got to college, you know, I wasn't able to work out as much because I was playing football full time. But I still had the bug, and I still worked out at least two or three times a week. But because I was playing football, I didn't have a whole lot of time to devote to it. But I was still in love with, you know, just working out. But once I graduated from college and moved from Louisiana to Texas, I was able to find gyms where, you know, I could work out and you know, enjoy myself each and every single day, because like I said, that was something that I look forward to doing each and every single day. And Brian, once I got to Metroflex Gym and Brian got me on stage and got me to competing, you know, I think I fell more in love with the sport because I had a purpose, you know, for the most part. otherwise, you know, if I wasn't competing, I was just getting up each and every single day, just working out just for the fun of it. Well, once I got a purpose, you know, for me to continue to do it, and I think that kind of like motivated me to become better in the sport because I had a purpose, you know, competing. And I've always been very competitive at just about anything I do, and you know, once I got that, you know, competitive bug back, you know, it was always my intention just to do the very best I could. You know, like I said, I'm competitive at anything I did. Even when I was in college, you know, playing football, you know, I started on the bottom of the depth chart, worked my way up to the top. When I was in classrooms, a lot of times I was the smartest guy in there, but if I wasn't, I always studied with the smartest guy, and you know, and I learned a lot from him to where I would, you know, do good in the classroom. I ended up making the honor roll and president's list and dean's list each and every single semester because I always challenged myself to do good when I was in the classroom. So, you know, once I got to the sport of bodybuilding, I just treated it the same way. I was very competitive, and I always wanted to be the best, and I always challenged myself to do my best. And because I was competitive, that motivated me to go to the gym and work out real hard and become, you know, best guy on the stage.
Ну что, конечно же, главная причина была любовь к занятию бодибилдингу, к тренировкам. И изначально, первый раз, когда я начал тренироваться, и с чего все началось, это было в 12-13 лет. В колледже, к сожалению, когда он перешел в колледж после школы, уже не было достаточного количества времени, чтобы полноценно тренироваться. Все-таки больше уже уходило время на американский футбол. Но при этом 2-3 тренировки в неделю удавалось делать. И, в принципе, Ронни сам по себе любит тренироваться изо дня в день. Но, конечно же, главная причина вот этой вот любви – это желание соревноваться, желание побеждать. И вот наличие такой цели как раз-таки и определило его как бодибилдера, потому что он стал заниматься не просто для себя, как изо дня в день, а здесь у него уже появилась какая-то цель, мотивация. Ронни всегда был максималистом, он хотел быть лучшим даже в рамках себя. Он был одним из лучших в классе, а если он не был лучшим, то он общался специально с умными людьми, которые были лучше его, чтобы в итоге стать лучше их. То есть, ну, в первую очередь, конечно, главная мотивация – это любовь к спорту и к тому, чем он занимается. Да, следующий вопрос.
Здравствуйте. Что вы посоветуете начинающим бодибилдингом заниматься, как правильно питаться и тренировки? Спасибо.
I think the basics for me were, I think the first thing that I learned was how to eat. You know, I was used to eating like maybe 2 or 3 times a day, real large meals, a lot of fried food, a lot of hamburgers, a lot of pizza and stuff like that. But once I got to the sport of bodybuilding, it was like you have to eat smaller meals throughout the day to speed your metabolism up, to allow yourself to be able to, you know, to grow all this muscle and stuff. And then come to find out, the thing that helped grow muscle was protein. So you try to eat as much protein as you could. Growing up, you know, I tried to get, you know, 2 grams for every like 1 pound of body weight. So if it's kind of hard to convert it over to kilos. So I'll do it in pounds first, then try to do kilos. So if I was, say I was 250 pounds. So I would multiply that by 2 and come up with 500. So I'd have taken 500 grams a day. So if you do it kilos, you know, that's 2.2 pounds. So you'd have to do 2.1, something like that. So instead of doing 2 grams, you do actually like 4 grams for every kilo or whatever. So that's the difference there. So I would try to do about, like I said, 500 grams of protein a day. So I spread that out into 5 meals. So it's kind of hard to eat that much protein. So what I do is I supplement it with shakes. So I'd eat 3 meals of like chicken, 1 meal of chicken, 1 meal of turkey, and then I have 1 meal of like steak, and the rest probably in like protein shakes. So I'd have like 2 protein shakes, like 100 grams each, and so every meal, you know, was like 100 grams of protein. So it was 5 meals of 100 grams each, and that's how I get my 500 grams of protein in for the day, basically. And so I just like spread that out to like every 3 hours, something like that. I'd eat every 3 hours. You know, you have to train your body to be able to do that. You start off real slow, eat real small meals, and you can build up to you know, that 100 grams. Because you're not gonna be able to do it right away. You probably want to start with like, you know, 70 or 80 or something like that, 60, and just work your way up to it till you can get to 100 grams of protein for each meal. So what I found out in the training is you'd have to train every body part at least once a week if you want to be any good at the sport. So for the most part, you know, since I work full time, you know, I couldn't break the body parts up. I had to train everything at one time. So I train chest, triceps together. Then I train back and biceps together. Then I train legs together, and then I train shoulders by themselves also. So that's like 4 days. So I trained, for me, a lot of guys train 3 on, 1 off. For me, I didn't train like that. I trained like 5 on, 2 off, or 6 on, 1 off. In off season, it was 5 on, 2 off, and for pre-contest, you know, I do 6 days straight. And because I try to work body parts, mine at least twice a week, you know, because I'm trying to be better than everybody else for the most part. So I'm trying to do a little bit more here. So I'd start over, you know, from what I started. After those 4 days, you know, I worked my whole body. So I'd have 2 more days to kind of like start over and work everything over again. So in like 8 days, I worked, you know, just about every body part. 9 days, every body part like twice. So for me, you know, I come to find out, you know, you have to do a lot of repetitions in order to build muscle. So Brian would have me doing, you know, like chest, you know, have me doing like 3 or 4 different exercises, you know, for chest, and have me doing like 10 to 15 reps, you know, as heavy as possible. And, you know, I'm trying to build muscle. So I need to do a minimum number, and then I had a maximum number. My minimum was like at least 10 reps on everything. You know, my maximum was like 15 to 20 on you know, for the most part on warm-up sets, and maybe the second set or something like that. So I do 3 or 4 exercises for chest, 3 or 4 exercises for triceps, and I just follow that up, you know, with every body part pretty much the same way. You know, if I was doing back, you know, I do 3 or 4 exercises for back, 3 or 4 exercises for biceps, and succession like that, basically.
Ну что, когда Ронни начал заниматься, то он питался 2-3 раза в день. Как правило, это была жареная еда, пицца, гамбургеры. Но когда он уже более серьезно стал относиться к тренировкам, то он понял, что нужно употреблять меньшие порции больше раз в течение дня, чтобы разогнать метаболизм. И на каждый фунт тела он рассчитывал по 2 грамма белка, то есть это на килограмм, ну где-то 4,5 получается грамма. И он привел такой пример. При собственном весе в 250 фунтов, ну скажем, это где-то 112 килограммов, нужно было потреблять 500 граммов белка в день. И он это разбивал на 5 приемов пищи. И, соответственно, 3 приема пищи это были либо курица, индейка, стейк. И 2 раза он потреблял белки вместе с протеиновыми шейками. И из простой математики получается то, что за каждый прием пищи по 100 граммов белка. Питался он каждые 3 часа. Опять же, он уменьшал порции, чтобы метаболизм был быстрее. И как совет такой маленький дал, постепенно наращивать количество белка за прием пищи. То есть начиная, к примеру, с 60 граммов и так постепенно доходить до 100. Каждую часть тела он советует тренировать минимум раз в неделю. А в идеале для себя он, конечно, старался тренировать каждую часть тела 2 раза в неделю. Ну и, к примеру, когда он работал на полную ставку в полиции, у него было очень мало свободного времени, и он сочетал тренировки следующим образом. Первый день грудь, трицепс, например, второй день спина, бицепс, затем отдельно ноги и затем отдельно плечи. И, в принципе, он старался тренироваться 5 через 2, 4 через 2, а когда была предсоревновательная подготовка, то вообще он мог тренироваться 6 дней подряд. Еще один такой тренировочный момент – много повторений. К примеру, на грудь 3-4 упражнения, но при этом каждое упражнение, каждый подход делается 10-15 повторений. Были заданы строго минимальное количество, это 10, и максимальное 15-20. Ну и, соответственно, в принципе, на каждую из групп мышц, будь то грудь, трицепс, спина, было 3-4 упражнения. Следующий вопрос.
Good evening, Ronnie.
Good
My name is
evening.
Marina. It's very nice to see you
Oh,
here.
you too.
I bought some of your stuff at the exhibition.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I would like to tell you that I'm also a powerlifter.
Oh, okay.
I'm doing powerlifting. Yes, tomorrow I'm having a championship of Eurasia, and I will do my deadlift. So I will have,
Good luck.
in fact, a few questions for you. What's
Okay.
your weight now? Because for me you look so big and very handsome, by the way.
Thank you.
And do you have your own gym at the USA? Because when I travel, I would love to visit it and maybe to get a personal training. And the third question, what made you to develop your own line of the sport nutrition? Why is it better than the other products? And what are your plans for the future?
Okay.
Thanks.
Ну что ж, опять же, я тогда переведу вопрос. Девушка, которая задала вопрос, она занимается пауэрлифтингом. Завтра она будет выступать на турнире и будет делать становую тягу. И вопросы были такие. Какой вес у Ронни сейчас? Есть ли у него свой зал в Соединенных Штатах? И что его сподвигло основать свою линейку спортивного питания? И почему она лучше, чем конкуренты этой линейки?
Yeah, right now, I just had back surgery about 4 or 5 months ago, so I haven't been training a whole lot after the surgery. So I'm real way down in weight. I think I've been training now for about 5-6 weeks, somewhere in there. So I took about three and a half months off from training because I was you know, trying to get better from the surgery. The surgery I had was a fusion surgery, and it takes about almost a year and a half, somewhere in there for the fusion to take place. And I'm still healing and trying to get better each and every single day. But, you know, I can't, you know, not continue to work out because, you know, working out has always been my hobby, something I look forward to. So after being off about 3 months, you know, I've been back in the gym now for about 6 weeks, and I lost a lot of size when I took off, and right now I've put back a little bit of size, so I'm probably weighing about 260, somewhere in there, so that's probably like 120 kilos, somewhere in there. And, you know, I normally about 280, somewhere in there, so I still got some size to grow, so I'm still putting on a little weight, you know, here and there, each and every single day as I go to the gym and get my size back, you know, because like I said, I took off and I lost a lot of size, a whole lot, but I'm getting there slowly but surely. So I'm going to continue to train until I get it all back. Back home, the gym I work out is called Metroflex Gym, and they have a lot of people in there that, you know, personally train people, and, you know, get them to compete and stuff like that. Like I was saying earlier, that's the difference between gyms. You know, here I don't know if they have a lot of personal trainers that encourage people to compete, but in my gym we got probably about, you know, 10 or 15 guys that they're always encouraging people to compete, and so the word gets out that, you know, our gym is the gym to go to, where they got the personal trainers that you know, teach you how to compete for competition. So I don't actually own a gym of my own a gym of my own because I go to Metroflex, but I do have a home gym that I can also work out in from time to time, and, you know, I'll go there to my home gym for solitude if I don't really feel like being bothered at the gym, feel like waiting around on machines, because I got everything in my home gym that I have at Metroflex, so I don't really need to go to Metroflex if I don't want to. I can just work out at home, and I did do that, you know, when I was getting ready for the Miss Olympias and stuff like that. You know, I wouldn't go to the gym because I was real focused on, you know, training and not waiting around on a machine or nothing, because I had to get in there and for the most part get it out, because, you know, I was working full-time with the police department, so I didn't have a lot of time to spend in the gym anyway, so a lot of times I just worked out at home, got it done, and, you know, got on the work or whatever I had to do. After competing and being around, you know, supplement companies for so long, I was able to pick up, you know, certain things that they did, you know, to where I was able to, if I was to start my own line, I could probably, you know, do some of the things that I learned when I was with these other supplement companies, because I've been with a few, and I picked up certain things about being successful in that business. So I like, okay, I can start my own and, you know, do what I was doing for those people, do it for myself. And so I started my own supplement line and found out that, you know, what makes some lines better than others. You know, they use better ingredients, quality ingredients, they use more ingredients. So that's what I did. I pretty much started my own line. I tested my products on myself and my staff and my friends and stuff, and we developed the products till we get them pretty much like perfect to the way that we want them to be before we release them to the general public. So we may spend upwards to about a year or a year and a half just testing the product, just to get the right formula, you know, to put out. for the product to be very competitive against somebody else's. So we'll use the best ingredients. We'll use more ingredients than other people do in their products to make ours better than theirs. So I think that's what we've been able to do. Use better quality ingredients. Use more ingredients to make the product better than somebody else's. So you do certain things to be more competitive than other people, and that's what we've basically done. We tested them on ourselves to where we got the right formula, and like I said, these tests last anywhere from a year and a half, or whatever. And when we do finally bring it out, we make sure it's perfect. It's got the better quality ingredients and right quality ingredients, and like I said, more ingredients. And our products may do more. Like, say, for instance, our pre-workout. Most pre-workouts give you a lot of energy, to work out and stuff. Well, we wanted to do something different, so we added a few more ingredients in our pre-workout where it helps you to build muscle. So not only do you get, good pump, it's a good energy, but you also get the opportunity to build some muscle from our pre-workout. So that's what makes our products a little bit different from everybody else.
Ну что ж, по порядку. Ронни сейчас весит 260 фунтов, это примерно 117-120 килограммов. Также он рассказал, что 4-5 месяцев назад у него была серьезная операция на спине. Сейчас у него там 4 шурупа стоят. Не тренировался, соответственно, практически все это время и вернулся в зал где-то 5-6 недель назад. Он просто не мог не заниматься. Ему просто захотелось уже вернуться в зал, вернуться к тренировкам. Конечно, он сбросил вес за это время. Обычно он весит 280 фунтов, но, как он уже сказал, сейчас его вес 260 фунтов. Он очень хочет вернуть себе прежнюю массу. Насчет собственного зала, он занимается в зале Metroflex Gym, который очень известный. Там занимаются и Бренч Уоррен, и Джонни Джексон, Брайан Добсон, владелец его. В этом зале очень много опытных и достойных атлетов. Но собственного зала у Ронни нету, однако есть зал у себя дома. И во время подготовки к Олимпиям он частенько занимался именно у себя дома, то есть делал кардио вместо того, чтобы ездить в зал, поскольку все-таки дорога туда и особенно дорога обратно, они занимают какое-то время, а здесь все под боком. И насчет линейки, собственной линейки спортивного питания, если же все-таки он преуспел в спорте, то почему не преуспеть в бизнесе? Все-таки все то, что он делал для других компаний, здесь он может сделать для самого себя. И сильная сторона его продуктов – это качественные ингредиенты. Их, они сами по себе качественнее, но их еще и больше в продукции. Также компания тестирует всю продукцию на себе. Ронни лично на себе, на своих друзьях, на работниках компании. И, к примеру, вывод окончательного продукта на рынок с момента, грубо говоря, идеи и приготовления первых образцов может занять вот этот промежуток от 6 до 12 месяцев, поскольку они за это время все это дело тестируют, проверяют на себе, добиваются перфекционизма и хотят на выходе уже иметь идеальный товар. И он привел в пример предтреники. Помимо ингредиентов, которые вызывают всплеск энергии перед тренировкой, там есть ингредиенты, которые способны еще и вызвать рост мышечной массы. Следующий вопрос.